touch on the mental aspect of how black people think when it comes to terms of businesses versus how white people think when it comes to terms of businesses, as in like the psychological.
Yeah, well, definitely. Well, see, in our culture, in our ethnic group, we have the thing that we like to refer to as job security. When we were young, growing up, for the most part, our parents told us, go to college, get a good job. You know what I'm saying? Get smart, get something, learn a trade, get a good job. And after, with the past that we have in this country, in other parts of the world, we've always had a service mind frame and not necessarily entrepreneurial. And our other counterparts, our European people, the white people of the world, they have for the most part, they have a very distinct notion about, I don't want to be subservient to somebody. So I don't have that mentality. I'd rather gamble on myself and fail than to lock myself inside of the box of, I'm working for somebody for 30 years. But us as black people, we go to college for 4 years, another 2 and get our master's, and we get a $50,000 a year job. Like in our minds, like we made it. Even though we're part of a corporation, we're part of somebody else's plan, because we don't have that same sense, that same entrepreneurial spirit to be like, what, if I'm this good at this, I can parlay this into my own business. But we like the security, and it really comes down to a lack of responsibility. And really, we don't want it because we're afraid of it. But you can't have true success without responsibility. Like the word security, it can't exist in the same presence as responsibility. Because what's secure is normally somebody else that's responsible for it. Like when you rolling with some security guards per se, all that is an image to be like, well, if somebody comes up to me, I'm not responsible for handling myself. I got this security guard. You know what I'm saying? It's like I have a job that pays me every 2 weeks, so I'm not responsible for going out and going the extra mile. Like I go to my job and somebody else is responsible for making sure I have what I need. And that's the mind frame we get locked into. Like we think job security frees us, but really it just kind of keeps you trapped, because it's like, okay, you're gonna have a paycheck every 2 weeks, but it's not gonna be exactly what you're worth. Like if your worth is $1,000 every 2 weeks, then that's cool. But you know what I'm saying? I think most people will value themselves as more than that. But to step out away from corporate America, to start your own business, to take out a loan and say, I'm going to grind and I might make $100 Monday, or I might make $5,000 Tuesday, but I'm responsible for it. And we don't want that responsibility. So that's the mind frame of it. It's just about taking hold of that responsibility and not wanting somebody to hold your hand. But because we're so used to that, like we're at a place of complacency to where we get a certain level and we view it as success, but it's just a higher attained level of complacency. That's all it really is, man. And other coaches don't have that. They're like, I'll be poor and figure something out before I work for you the rest of my life. And we got to get that. We just got to get that hustle about ourselves. That's all it is.